Hello again. This is equity theory. This theory is, somewhat different to the other theories that we've learned so far. When you carefully look at each and every theory, you do see lots of similarities between these set of theories. But equity theory looks at the motivation of the employee in a somewhat of a different way. They call it the inputs and the outcomes. If you take a look at it, you may see. So, in a nutshell, it means what you give in to the company and what you get out of that. What's your view about it? How happy are you about the rewards you obtain from the company? So this comparison of the inputs and the outcomes, that means technically what I give you, what I get in return, and my perception about it is literally this theory. We call it the equity theory. So Stacey Adams kind of invented it, the theory. He was a father of the theory in a way. So inputs, outcomes, over-rewarded, equity, unrewarded. Let's take a look at the unrewarded part. So it means, I give you so much, but I am not getting enough. So I may not work hard for you. Equity, what I give you is returned by you equally. So, I may maintain the same level of effort. Take a look at the over-rewarded. Now, I feel that you are paying me more than I deserve, something like that, right? So then I might feel like working extra for you, perhaps increasing the quality of the work, rather than the quantity of the work. Outcomes, yeah. Outcomes and input. Take a look at the inputs, please, now. Yeah, elements that employees believe they bring or contribute to the job, like what? Education, experience, effort, loyalty, commitment, all that, right? Outcomes, what are they? What you get from the job, fringe benefits, job security, social rewards, psychological. So all of it is added up here. So if you look at Maslow, all of Maslow is here. If you look at Herzberg, all of it here. But the thing is, the way it's analyzed is a different one. Technically, in a way of inputs and outcomes. So take a look at the assumption. So we could make two assumptions according to Stacey Adams' equity theory. Take a look at two. Individuals decide, if a particular exchange is satisfactory or not. How? By looking at their input. That means how much of work they put into the work and what do they get in return, outcomes. So so they do see whether it's equal or whether it's similar to what others get, maybe within the company or maybe even outside the company. So we do that, right? When we work in a company, and how much we get returns in return for what we do is something that we compare with others who are doing the work in the same company. We may even look at the industry. We do that. Take a look at one. Yeah, it's about the inputs and the outcomes, or we call it the rewards and the efforts, right? So we know what they are, right? Experience, special knowledge, all that, right? Outcomes means like recognition, promotion, all that. So it's a balance of things. Now, comparison. Take a look at this. This is practically true, right? Self inside, self outside, others inside, other outside. Self inside means, employees in different positions inside my own organization. Are they getting treatment better than me, or is it equal to me, or I'm getting a special treatment? Self outside, what's my standing in the industry compared to what I am getting from this particular company? Right? This may help me make my decision of whether to stay in the company or go elsewhere. Others inside, another individual, how would he think about the reward that he, self-insight means how would I think about? That also something I worry about a bit, right? I may ask my friends, colleagues, right? What do you think about it? Are you thinking that, do you think that you're getting what you need or more? Other outside, I do interact, especially high-end technical talents, professionals, they do compare their position with the others in similar standing in the industry, maybe in other companies. We do talk to them. We do ask them, another individual or group. Yeah, this point is so true. And this is where equity theory goes into a different level from many other theories. All other theories, they take a look at, in a way, what employees would want, and the other way, what managers would think of the employees. But this is a completely different angle of analyzing the situation. This is why the equity theory is important. Comparisons, yeah. What's it? Self-insight means myself judging my standing inside the company. This is important. Self-outside means, okay, what's my standing compared to the others in the industry? So it could be going up and down. So it's up to me to make the judgment. So others inside, what others feel about what they get from the company, plus or minus. What others think about what they get. Yeah, they're outside the company, working in other companies. What do they think about their position? These four analysis equations, equities, might make me decide my next steps in the company. So now, what would be the decisions, the choices that I may have based on the assumptions that I make here? Self inside, self outside, others inside, other outside. So I make up my mind. So what would I do with that? Yeah. When employees perceive an inequity, that means some imbalance. What I give is not exactly what I'm getting in return. They could make one of these 6 choices. Okay, let's look at the last one. Leave the field. Perhaps to another company, maybe completely leaving the entire industry. You do see that, right? People jumping industries. Choose a different referent, all right. Rather than looking at the way I look at myself, I may look at it in another way. Like, let's say, the family security, the closeness to work, they're also perceptions, right? They're also, in a way, not connected to rewards, but they also play a role, right? And how early I can leave, or how much of work I do get home. If I'm a married person, so I may be willing to take lesser work home so that I can have a better time with my family. So they are different reference, not exactly the rewards. So they are, I mean, think about those things also, right? Distort perceptions of others. Yeah, you might try to change others' minds, trade union actions and all that. Distort self-perceptions of self. I may change my own idea about the company or my own idea about the industry. Change the outcomes. Yeah, what I get from the company, I take an effort to change it. I can do it by working better, by convincing the company, right? Yeah. Or improving my performance, change their inputs, what I give into the company. Again, change their inputs mean, okay, how far, how much, how good, how hard, how much of a quality I put in, I may change depending on the rewards, plus or minus, it can happen. Change the outcomes. That means what I get in return from the company. I can make an effort to change by changing my inputs. I could do that. Some companies have this performance-based, operations, performance-based functions. So I know myself that, okay, depending on my change in inputs, I might change my outcomes. That could be a possibility. Distort perception of self. That means how I look at myself, I may change, rightly or wrongly. Distort perceptions of others, what others think about the company. I may change, rightly or wrongly. Choose a different reference means analyze myself in a different way. Number 5 is very important. Now, imagine someone like, let's say, a highly talented young female in Sri Lanka with lots of opportunities, in the industry, but still she prefers to work in a school closer to her home so that she could be a better family person, better mother, better, she can better take care of the parents, so she could be happier, although the rewards are not much. So choosing a different referent. If she looks at the reference, she would not be functioning as a school teacher. Leave the field totally. Another option. So one of these 6, an employee might make. Now, over-rewarded employee, that means one who gets more than what he thinks he deserves. Now, this may be a scenario. Some companies cunningly overpay their employees to keep a good hold on them. What do? I don't think they would work harder, but they would work at producing higher quality. That's true, right? So that you could stay, at a level higher than the rest of it, and you could prove to the company, look, I deserve what you do. So what you're doing in other ways, try to match up with the extra that the company is kind of rewarding you. You're matching up with quality mostly, not exactly the quantity. Let's look at the under-rewarded employee. What would he do? Well, he might, this is pretty much relevant, true actually. Your output would be reduced. With the way of quality, your numbers would be there, but the quality may be suffering. This is a problem, right? Higher the rewards, better the quality. Lower the rewards, the outputs may not be affected, but the quality of the output might be affected. Now, in apparel industry, for example, factory rejects are normally higher if the employees are unhappy. We know that, right? So each and every factory reject is a loss to the company. So if the employees are duly rewarded and respected, and they feel happy, the quality of failures, right, and the quality control become lesser. Units, yeah, in volume may stay the same, but the quality would suffer. That is true. Next one, the impact about it. Yeah, overpayment, is generally, considered to be not doing much actually, because overpayment to one employee may result in dissatisfaction with the other employees. That could result in some other problems, right? So overpayment to one employee may result in equity issues with the other employees. So they may, feel, they are under rewarded. So this is a dangerous thing, a trap to walk in. In many companies, a salary is a secret, but not so much a secret. So the companies always try to maintain a level, field with regard to the rewarding of a particular category of people. But again, the companies do not, employees with better performance and reward them different, especially in marketing and sales. Of course, if the companies have a reason, yeah, the other employees may get it, but overpayment without a reason or without a valid reason may result in inequities with the others, and that will result in problems in the company. Yeah, that's the thing. So, if you move into the other aspects, but all the people, it's not fair to say that everyone is equity sensitive. There are so many jobs which are performance based only. And then there are, quite a lot of companies where one person is the only person in that particular work. So he cannot compare himself with another employee. In a large organization, there may be number of employees or a larger number of employees at a similar category. But take a look at modern flatter organizations. You'd see one person doing that job and nobody else. So how can he compare himself? It will be rather tough. And quite a lot of companies have solid performance-based schemes. So, and yes, the other aspect, as I talked about, the school teacher in a school closer to her home, there are other reasons why we choose employment. So not all are equity sensitive, but remember, equity is not just the salary, it covers so many things. Rewards means so many things, not just a salary, not just the financial rewards. And this is a huge area. In there may be other things that the companies would think that the employees are interested in, not just the typical rewards that we learned earlier. Yeah. They may look for other organizational rewards like, the experience you get, training you get, visibility, branding you obtain. So they are also in a way rewards. Employees may be thinking about that kind of a thing, and he would not want to compare it with others Because there are rewards that you can compare with other employees as a perception. There are rewards that you cannot compare with the other employees. That issue is there. Okay, let's go into the next one. Yeah. The justice element, there are two things, is the company doing justice to me? Is the company being fair by me? Procedural justice, distributive justice, we call it. Procedure is about, how they do it, the way about it, especially, let's say, the promotion-based companies. Let's say the performance-based companies, how do they analyze me? How do they value me? How do they measure my performance? Distribution, okay. Does the company treat, me along with the workforce in a proper way? Let's take a look at it. Yeah. So this is important one. Equity needs to consider, procedural justice too. The perceived fairness of the process that's used to determine the distribution of events. We have to think about the procedure. How is it done? Okay. It's easy to go into the performance-based salaries or the rewards, but the company is getting to a thorough minefield, dangerous minefield, if you do not have a proper assessment procedure. Performance-based things may put too much of power in the hands of the manager, where he may be biased in the decision making. And the analysis of how the performance is valued should be fair in the eyes of workforce. It has to be, otherwise it will result in issues. One trick that the companies do here is to keep the rewards secretive, but you cannot keep all the rewards secretive. You may keep the salary as a secret for a while, but there are other perks and the privileges. Normally, employees would always take a look at, they do their own intelligence search on how others get treated compared to myself. How do I get treated compared to others? They have so many ways of finding it out. So it's not a way for a company to hide it if the company kind of go in a very subjective way. Next one, distributive justice. It's about, how the distribution takes place. Is it fair? Is it relevant to the work I do? Or is it relevant to, is it in comparison with what others get? So there are two different things. So distributive justice is technically, in a way, what I get, sort of comparison. Procedural justice is about the way it is assessed, how my work is assessed, and how is it valued by the company. That. So take a look at the procedural justice. Procedural justice may affect an employee's organizational commitment, trust in his or her boss, and intention to quit. Yes, definitely. The fairness, the way it is valued, it's measured, it's identified. That's highly important than what do I get sometimes. So you can go into performance-based, many companies do, but better have a very transparent procedure that the employees know and employees understand. By increasing the perception of the procedural fairness, the employees are likely to view their bosses and the organization as positive, even if they are dissatisfied with pay, promotions, and other personal outcomes. But that's the thing. You're not happy with the salary or the rewards that you get, but still you feel that everyone is treated in a fair and square manner, rather than the subjective assumptions of different people's paying. Many companies, many offices especially, get into hot water here, by poor assessment of the performance of the workforce, different members of the workforce. You may think that a particular employee is relevant as of now, so you increase the rewards, so that might in a way dissuade or kind of create dissatisfaction among the others, so resulting in the performance drops in there when you take care of one performance here. Has to be done very carefully, a company. So what are the advantages and the disadvantages? I put it all to, it may help reduce exploitation. Yes, in a larger company, definitely. If you take, the factory setting, every employee, each employee is treated almost in equal way in everything possible. So one another is similar in getting the treatment. So it may help reduce sort of exploitation, but exploitation can happen if all the employees are treated in a bad way, right? Not that it doesn't happen. So the motivation, yes, you do feel that you do get what you deserve. It does. Motivation plays a role. Especially you are at an esteem level in a company, in Maslow. If you are in a motivation level in McGregor or Herzberg, yeah. Better rewards, yeah, it does motivate. Yeah, now because when the employees feel that I'm treated just like the other, I'm getting exactly what others get, it could improve the relations between the workers. There's no friction between the workers, because if you feel that you are treated unequally compared to others, that will result in problems between the workers. And yes, next one is difference of perception. Now, these are negative things. What do I consider as rewards may be different. For example, a male employee may consider it as a chance to work at night as a benefit for him, a reward for him, because he can get a better salary. He can get better, nighttime result in better pay. Male worker, a man, may be all right with it. But how would a female worker look at it? Now, if the company creates an opportunity for the employees to obtain an additional income by extending the work into night, extend the shift into the night, maybe overtime or whatever, male employees would be happy about it because you get more hours of work, so the chance of higher incomes possibility. But a female employee may be feeling threatened. Her perception of it would be bad or negative because she has to have other duties to her family more than a male employee, right? That's a sad thing. So the difference of perception would be different. An exact comparison is not that easy to compare the employees, even inside the same sales team. Not easy to compare, the two sales areas. Not easy. The challenges could be different. And the performance in one sale of a product may be different to the other sale of a different product. Even if you look at a construction industry, when you carry on with the construction, the performance in different stations would be different. Whereas in one place, the quality is what's important, where the other place, the quantity of a simpler production may be what's important. It's not easy to show the quality. It's not easy to measure the quality. Whereas it's easy to measure, what you call as the quantity. So that's a challenge. And yes, there are so many factors involved in when you look at the rewards. And these factors differ from employee to employee. And for the company to make a good guess about them is no easy task. What makes them consider as rewarding? What makes others consider as rewarding? It's easy to put in a theory, but a very, very big challenge to put it in a practice. If you take a look at the kids in the same family, just a couple of kids and two parents. Still, for parents, it's difficult to assess the outcomes expected by the kids. There's always this, the hard feelings. So even in a company setting, right, much more so. It's a very good theory, but extremely hard, a challenging theory to put into place if you're a manager. So anyway, equity theory is a pretty unique theory in it because it tackles an area that other theories have not gone. Catch you another day.